Welcome to Scrapbook My Life, where I tell you an embarrassing story to stop you from making the same embarrassing mistakes I did. I was in 6th grade, and that meant I was sandwiched between two universes. 5th graders were elementary school kids who still had rolling backpacks and called hanging out with their friends playdates. But 7th graders were basically teenagers, with backpacks effortlessly slung over one shoulder and their after-school trips to the mall. As a 6th grader, there was nothing more important than proving you were more like the 7th graders than the 5th graders. So, when I started to make friends with Carly, a 7th grader on yearbook with me, I couldn't have been happier. We'd laugh as we cropped photos of the teachers, and she'd tell me stories from her glamorous life as a 7th grader. She got to rollerblade down the street to her best friend's house all by herself, and she even had a second ear piercing. I wanted to hang out with Carly and her friends, but I didn't want to push it. I knew I was just a 6th grader. Until one day, Carly leaned over and said, "You should come to my best friend Chanel's birthday party." I said yes, right away. I'd never met Chanel, but I was more excited for her birthday party than any event in my previous 11 years of life. "It's a surprise, so keep it a secret," Carly added. When I left the yearbook room for the day, I felt different. I was no longer a regular 6th grader who hadn't quite grown into her big front teeth yet. I was a special 6th grader who had gotten invited to a cool 7th grade birthday party. At lunch, my friend Katie asked how yearbook was. I didn't know what to say. Katie was my closest friend, and I wanted her to know about this huge new development in my life. But also, I knew I wasn't supposed to tell anyone. "I got invited to a 7th grader's birthday party," I blurted out. I knew Katie didn't know Chanel, so who would she even tell? Katie's jaw dropped. She was so proud of me. Then the rest of our friends came over and asked what we were talking about. So I kind of had to tell them about the party too. I knew they didn't know Chanel either, and what was the point of getting invited to a 7th grade birthday party if nobody knew about it? In art, I told Miss Cantor, because, well, we're close. And then I told my tennis partner in PE. And then, the next day, in the lunch line, I started talking to a girl, a 7th grader. We were having fun talking about how the cafeteria apples are always kind of weird. Could this be a second 7th grade friend, I thought? I wanted to prove to her that I wasn't like the other 6th graders. I was in the know. I was cool. Heard Chanel's having a surprise birthday party. I said, trying to be casual, but not quite pulling it off. Total shock came over the girl's face. "I'm Chanel," she said. My heart sank to the bottom of my feet. Chanel had been such a big part of my life for the last day, but I hadn't even known what she looked like. And I just ruined her surprise. And for what? Just so I could prove I was cooler than the other 6th graders? It all seems so dumb now. After school, I ran up to Carly in a panic. I told her I'd ruined Chanel's surprise, and I was so sorry. Carly was a little sad. "I just wanted her to feel some birthday magic," Carly said. I had to do something big to make up for this. Rather than trying to be cool, that's what got me here in the first place, I tried to think about what I would genuinely want at my own birthday party. "What's Chanel's favorite animal?" I said. The morning of the party, my dad took me to 4 different party stores until I found what I was looking for. Turtles were Chanel's favorite animal. Maybe it was just because I was just a 6th grader, but I knew nothing would make me feel birthday magic like an animal piñata. Hopefully, Chanel would feel the same way. When the cake was finished, I presented the turtle piñata. Chanel's eyes got wide. She couldn't stop laughing or smiling as she took the first swing. Carly smiled too. Of course, it wasn't as good as if I hadn't totally ruined her surprise party, but at least I found a way to almost make up for it. And it turned out 7th graders weren't too old or too cool to dive for candy pouring out of a cardboard turtle. Being accepted by the 7th graders might be exciting, but whatever you do, don't tell other people's secrets because you want to prove something about yourself. You might just end up spending your allowance on a giant turtle piñata that barely fits in your dad's car.